Our team coverage now turns to a local school district responding to a threat of violence this week, and we take a closer look at the security technology teachers had in Georgia that potentially helped save lives on Wednesday.
Western Mass News reporter Glenn Kittle joins us live in studio after getting answers on what security measures are in place at local schools to keep students and staff safe. Glenn?
Yeah, Chris, Abby, I spoke with Mayor Dominic Sarno about this. He tells me Springfield teachers aren't equipped with emergency response buttons like the ones used by teachers at Appalachia High School. However, other safety measures have been installed to deter disaster in school buildings.
The Appalachia High School community mourning the lives of 2 students and 2 teachers who were killed during a school shooting on Wednesday. 14-year-old Cole Gray under arrest. 9 other victims were injured and are expected to survive. Here locally, a threat made to Minnetonka High School resulted in heightened security on school property on Thursday. A message sent to parents reads in part, quote, later in the day, students came forward with concerns alleging another student was making school violence comments. We are aware that students and families are hearing about this. We want to ensure the school community that we are aware of the situation, the student reported. We are working with the Wilbraham Police Department and our CSTAG team to ensure the continued safety of our school community. As the new school year is underway, security measures are being looked at closely. In Windsor, Georgia, it was a tiny piece of technology that is being credited with preventing greater casualties.
Every teacher has a little digital card on them where we can press a button where 4 presses gets our admin involved, and then 8 presses of the button gets law enforcement sent.
This button made by Centagix is designed to immediately alert teachers and law enforcement when there is an active threat on school grounds. Teacher Stephen Krahenbuhl says he was able to prepare himself and his students before a shot was fired.
I had time to prepare. Someone saw the threat even before he started to engage. So it's almost like we knew before anything truly even happened.
Western Mass News is getting answers on what security measures exist in local schools to keep students and staff safe. Springfield Mayor Dominic Sarno highlights some of the measures in the city's school system.
The locked doors, the automatic doors, the school security we have, the Quebec units that we have. When you walk in there, the metal detectors that are also there.
Sarno adds you can never be too safe, and State Representative Carlos Gonzalez agrees. He tells Western Mass News the state legislature has recently enacted gun legislation gives teachers the power to report students' inappropriate behaviors or threats.
Our teachers, guidance counselors, and principals be able to identify not only parents when they seem that maybe a youngster is behaving inappropriately or suggesting through the online and social media inappropriate behavior or potential for inappropriate behavior. And I think those are the steps that we can continue to do.
With both the shooter and his father charged in connection with Wednesday's deadly shooting, we're digging deeper into why the father is charged in this case and if the Bay State has similar laws to the ones being enforced in Georgia. Coming up at 6. Reporting live in studio, Glenn Kittle for Western Mass News.
Thank you, Glenn.